All right, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Serial Killers Podcast. My name is Glenn Spillman. I'm here along with Carl O'Leary.
What's up, guys?
And my special guest today is Jennifer Thurman. And we are going to be interviewing her today. And we're going to dive in not only a little bit about her character in the film, but the main reason why I'm doing these interviews with each actor is because, number one, I think it's important for the audience and the viewers that are listening to this podcast and watching the film to know who these people are. Because I have had, and I've been talking to Jennifer, oh God, what, an hour now? Before we even got on this podcast. And
maybe longer.
and I got into it with her about her character backstory. Now, for those of you that are just tuning in on this film series, pretty much 95% of what happens in this series really did happen in real life. The characters are 100% real. Her character is 100% real. So I gave her the backstory, and I gave her a shite ton of information on who this person was, this and that, and the other, all the way back from when they were 13 years old, all the way up until, I give her all the information. So this is our intimate moment with you guys, so you can be like, well, who is Jennifer Thurman? Because Jennifer Thurman is not a real victim in life. It's like, I've had several actors turn down this specific role. I had 6 of them. And they all said the same thing, but one of them said, well, I don't like it that you use the word cocksucker so many times. Well, I'm sorry, we're not sitting in church. And another one said it was demeaning to women, and it was pornographic, and it is, folks, 100% it's not pornographic. There's no nudity, there's no touching, there's no oral, there's no penetration, there's no nothing. Now, in dialogue, yes, some of the dialogue is a bit vulgar, I will say that, 100%, but it was real dialogue that was said. According from this, because I've seen this particular video that's out there, and the person in question told me what they said, and because I have talked to every character in this film is someone that I know, knew, or have met somewhere in the world. And I've contacted the ones that I could, and I asked them, hey, do you mind if I tell your story? Because it kind of jives with what I'm trying to say. And every single one of them are happy that I've done it. I have people coming out of the woodwork from my past that I haven't talked to in freaking decades. And oddly enough, one of them that contacted me, I'm like, dude, you're in the film. I said, you're not portrayed badly in the film, but your character's in the film, and the drink that you drink when we went out at the fireside all the time, and she couldn't think of the drink. And she was rattling off all these drinks. I said, nope. And then I told her the drink. She goes, oh my God. Yeah, I remember that drink. But I'm not going to say what it is. You guys could find out when the episode happens. But anyway, I digress. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information that have not heard the first podcast. Is I do this film series for a reason. There's a 100% reason why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it just to be sick or twisted. I've lived this stuff. So this is real, and I'm telling a story, and I'm sending a message. And if you want to know what that is, well, listen to the first podcast. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get in with Jennifer Thurman. And this is kind of like I told her earlier. I said, this is like a date. We're going to sit down. We're like chilling out. Carl's mom's basement. We're sitting on a couch right now. We've got shrimp in front of us, some pinwheels that his girlfriend made. I'm drinking a nice beverage. And we're just chilling out. We're on a first date.
It almost sounds like a serial killer's theme is developing.
Yeah, I mean, she probably
my
thought...
mother's basement. I don't want to go any further than that.
She probably thought, oh my God, what am I getting into?
Yeah.
But it's like a date. So she does not have any clue what these questions are. There's 25 of them. And she has no idea what any of them are. because when I interview people, I like things to be organic. So for those of you other actors that I'm going to be interviewing, just get to know that. So let's get to know Jennifer here. Jennifer, first question. As an actor or actress, when did you first know that you wanted to become an actress?
I would say like last year when my fiance does a was doing a web series called Detective Who, and he was the boom operator.
Oh, okay.
And then he asked his teacher, "Hey, can she be in the web series?" So he was like, "Yeah, bring her in, and we'll have her be a classroom extra." So then the sound mixer had to leave early, so I just hang around and did the sound mixing. So I did acting the first half, and then did sound like towards the end of the shooting.
So is it safe to say that you got into acting by pure accident?
Um, Probably that he asked his teacher, and I was like in school plays, and I was did a play in church like when I was 7. That my grandpa was like, "Hey, let's just get out of the house for a bit." So then it was around Christmas time, so me and my sister with all the other children, we were in the Christmas pageant.
All right. So you got a little bit of taste. You liked it. And you're like,
Yeah,
hey, let's see what else happens. All
yeah.
right. So what types of roles did you initially want to do?
I know I did like couple short films, so I did like different occupation. I was in Mason Gore teaser trailer for Just Another Headline, and that's like a little thriller, and I was the coroner,
Okay. All
and
right.
then I played like a sex worker in a short silent film called Lost in Transaction,
Oh.
and that was by Shadavia. There's like no nudity. We were just like wearing a skirt, high heels, a top, but there's nothing nudity about it. It was a short silent film.
Okay. Um,
Interesting.
so based off of that, it's kind of a good segue into my next question. Last year in 2025, you did 4 short films. 3 of them you acted in, 1 of them you were an extra in.
Yeah.
And so, kind of briefly talk about those experiences.
It was cool. Like I was in a feature film called Road Don't Drift, which is supposed to be coming out right now. They're working on like a touring festivals, and that was like set in the 40s. It's about like Japanese Americans after Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
So they were like talk or showing that the Japanese Americans have to go to concentration camp until the order from the Pearl Harbor attack. And then short films, I was in All Saints Eve. I played Daphne.
Okay.
I was like a another classroom extra in Body of Light.
Yeah.
And then I was in a couple Robert AJ's short films. Gussie 3, where I played the clown nurse, and then an extra in Break You, a virtual classroom extra in Frankenstein.
Okay. Well, the ones in question, 4 of them are on IMDb, and some of the research that I was doing. Excuse me. The budget on every damn one of them was $20. Now I don't know if you know the backstory of any of that, but is that true? $20 on the budget for these short films, which is interesting. So
Yeah, I'm not too sure like how much they spent on the short films.
okay, so maybe that was just a placement um,
Yeah.
price that they just put on there, but it's interesting. All right. So out of all the films that you mentioned, which role was your favorite to play?
Probably like say like All Saints Eve, because I like have more speaking roles, because other roles besides Gussie 3 I had like a little speaking role, but the other short films that I did, it was just like no speaking role, just a little bit acting.
Okay. All right. So Out of all of the actors and actresses out there, it's kind of a two-part question. One, did any of them have any inspiration in your life? And two, if so, who were they?
The actress, like in real life.
Yeah, that you like look up to, or maybe so and so inspired you. Like, oh man, I kind of want to do something that she did, or a role like
Yeah.
she did.
So I would say like Veronica Long, who was in a Netflix movie called Wrong Pairs. I mean, she was like hysterical in that movie. I would probably say Ray Ramsley. She's Sacramento local as well.
All right, all right. So, I mean, every actor or anyone that likes movies and whatnot, I always ask them this question: what is your favorite movie genre?
I like all kinds of horror movies, especially during the month of October.
Okay, so you get the little itch in
Yeah.
October for
Yeah.
horror movies. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
all right. So, is it safe to say then that horror is your favorite genre,
One of them.
or one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So as an actress, now on Carl and I have another podcast that we do. It's called A Rising Star, and it basically through our experience in life, we talk about different things. How to be an actor, how to we kind of give you a blueprint on how to do a proper casting call or social media, this and that. So, which as an actress, how important is it to you to network, whether it's on social media or whether it's going to mixers? As far as networking with people in the industry, how important is it to you to do that?
It's very important that I would be on the group on Facebook, which is like SAG actors, and I would
Uh-huh.
see like different like casting calls. So that's how I found out about some projects that I was in, and then be like on set, and then seeing people been doing this for years. So you're like watching them when you're like a beginner, and you're seeing them been doing this for years. You're like, oh, now I know what to do and how to do it.
Right. All right. So how many? You mentioned a couple of them. How many casting sites are you on presently?
Right now probably just like Facebook. I know on Explore Talent a little bit, but normally I would see like on Facebook group.
Well, that's interesting because you did mention SAT casting in another one.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, usually SAT casting you get a pretty good response, but I only had 12 people on SAT casting apply for a role, and some of them didn't apply for any of the roles. Well, all casting got wind of my film, and they were like, "Hey, man, we want to put you on our platform," and this, that, and the other. And I had a flood of people on all casting. I've had 390 people apply for different roles. Now, some of them applied for multiple, but 390 different people from all over, whether it's Sacramento, San Jose, the Bay Area, LA, even other avenues. I mean, I've had people, this series have caught wind in other places, so I've got people from New Hampshire, Boston, Connecticut, Italy, England, Germany, all over the place inquiring about these film roles. So I always ask them, how'd you hear about it? And some of these, that's why, it's interesting to know what casting sites. So do you have other than IMDb, do you have like a specific actor page, whether it's on Facebook or maybe an actor's website or anything like that, specifically for acting?
I would say there's like a profile on exploretalent.com.
Okay, exploretalent.com. All right. So if you had any role, and I said, okay, I'm your genie. I'm gonna give you a little lamp. You rub it 3 times. I'm gonna give you a wish. If you can have any role that you could play, what would your dream role be?
Probably like in a comedy.
Comedy. All right.
I've done like few horrors, but I love to do horrors. Like, especially it's like when someone's coming at you and you learn about that person So horror's a little fun too. Horror's a lot of fun, like, especially to get scared.
Yeah.
But also like try like comedy.
Okay, comedy. Well, that's Carl and I have talked about that before. Comedy scares the shit out of me as an actor because I don't think I'm funny.
Maybe you gotta do a blend between horror and comedy.
Yeah.
I can do that. That I can do. So on the flip side of that coin, is there a type of role that you would not want to do?
I really haven't thought about that one.
That's okay.
Like I was a nurse.
That's why this is organic.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was a class mistress and field stuff. I was like a ticket booth and wrote on drift. A nurse and Gussie 3.
All right. So, as far as acting style goes, we talked a little bit about before we got on this podcast about what my acting style was and Carl and whatnot. But you specifically, if you have one, you may not. I don't know. This is why I'm asking the question. What is your acting style?
Probably like making people laugh or like have the audience feel what you're feeling. So if you're in a horror movie and then you're getting frightened or scared, then you want the audience to feel it's like, oh, something's gonna happen, or I'm feeling what that person's feeling.
Okay. All right. So you kind of not only want to feel the character that you're playing, but you want the audience to feel what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And to engage that way. All right. Interesting. So, out of all the tens of thousands of movies out there in the world, and I'm sure you've seen a few of them, out of all of the movies that you've seen, what's your favorite movie of all time?
I know when I was little, it was The Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
And I would see that movie like numerous times. Like when I was like little, there was a picture of me. So on the back of the picture, I put my name as Dorothy.
Oh. Well, funny you mentioned Wizard of Oz.
You're making me hungry over here, Glenn.
I actually know a person that her mother has, I won't say the last name, but anyway, she's related to one of the actors on Wizard of Oz. And I was told a story that there's a scene, if you pause it. Now, Wizard of Oz is a happy movie, this and that, it's got some scary stuff, but there's horror associated with Wizard of Oz. I'll give you a little nugget. On the set of Wizard of Oz, there was an individual, I won't tell you the whole story, but anyway, they ended up hanging themselves on set. Nobody knew what happened. If you watch the movie and you pause it in a certain way, in the background you can see someone hanging from a tree.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's real. The person's actually dead in the Wizard of Oz. Little nugget there for you.
Messed up nugget for you guys.
Very messed up nugget.
Yeah, the talking tree.
This is how I mean, I've asked everybody that's inquired about this. Personally, how did you hear about the serial killers series?
Someone like posted on Sacramento Actors Group on Facebook, and then that's how I found out about serial killer.
Okay, cool. And it's always nice. I mean, for those of you who are on our Facebook group page, I would implore you guys to share it as much as possible and to get it out there for people that you think might be interested, because you never know that one of your friends might be in a next episode, or maybe you know someone that is a crew member that maybe or is in the area and be like, oh man, I'd love to work on that film. So that's kind of cool how you found out. Now, out of all of the characters that you read that I was casting for, I know you had 3 of them that you sent me.
Yeah.
So I'll let you say it. Who was the top 3 characters that interested you?
The Victim was one of them. The witch, especially I was a witch for Halloween one year.
Okay.
So that'd be awesome to like be a witch like in the web series than being like a witch on Halloween night and Morgan.
Morgan. Okay. So when I introduced you, now you did mention in the email that the Victim kind of interests you. and especially after some of the stuff that I was writing on the Facebook page. I sent you that scene, and you read the scene. I explained it before you read it, and then we talked about it afterwards. And when you told me that you would accept the role for victim, what made you want to play the victim?
It seemed like the girls that get raped, and then when they get raped, they're like very edgy. Even for them having sex for the first time, they're like a little nervous or like what's going on. And I guess some girls like it escalates. Is like, oh, now I know how to do it, and then some girls like feel bad about themselves. But I guess sometimes when they do stuff like that, it kind of like ease them up. Now they don't feel like emptiness.
All right, so is it safe to say, after your description there, that it is a slight challenge for you, that it interests you because of the psychological nature of what the character goes through, that maybe you want to portray that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Because, like I said earlier, there were several people, well, 6 before you, that turned it down for various reasons. But I'm glad, like I said, this film series is not for everybody. All you actors out there that are listening, it may not be for you. Even people that say they love horror, do you really? Because when you're faced with real life horror, that's something different than, oh, this is fake. But if I say this shit really did happen, it kind of puts you into a different perspective. And for those of you that turn down roles because you said, well, I don't want my family or friends or anybody else in the industry to think that I'm this kind of person. Well, you're not. You're an actor. You might have played a Secret Service agent. Doesn't mean you are one. No one's going to think, oh my God, he works for the president. No, they're going to go, oh, that's Tommy Jones over there. So, that is it's not going to be for everybody, especially horror. So it takes a special person to play a certain role. And when I cast the last role for the creepy guy, I went through 56 other actors that turned it down. He had the mindset, like I do, like Carl does, like you do. Dude, I'm not that guy. I'm playing a part. I'm not them. I play that part for that moment, and then I'm done, off to the next acting job somewhere in the future. And period, end of story. And we kind of briefly touched on this, but as an actress, I know you like comedy and this and that, but do you like to be challenged and take on tough roles?
I do. It's like learn about different people, and like when you're in TV shows or music videos or movies, that you probably like have a different occupation in those projects.
Okay.
And you learn about like what they do in real life. It's like I was in just another headline teaser trailer, and I had to wear all black and be in a corner. I was playing corner Cassandra, and it was hot that day. It was like close to 100 degrees. So I had to be out there dressing all black, wearing blue gloves, and then it was like miserable because it was really hot that day. And then you're like, oh, they do this in real life, that they don't get a break because a certain weather, that they're still out there busting their butts off.
Right.
Especially
Kind
when
of wakes you up to the reality of things, huh?
Yeah. Especially when you're like going to a crime scene. It's like you don't get a break because it's really hot out or it's really cool out.
Right.
That they work through snow and hail and miserable sun.
Yeah, there's a lot of in I think in any acting role, and I've played many different characters, and some of them challenge me. What I would think personally is, like I said earlier, as a challenge would be comedy, because again, I don't think I'm funny. That would be a challenging role for me to do. But if you said, "Hey, I need you to play a mobster. I need you to play a vampire. I need anything dramatic," I'm on board with that 100%.
You know what I think the thing about that is?
Yeah.
I think comedy is situational. I don't necessarily think a person has to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they try too hard to be funny,
Yeah.
then it comes off fake, and you're like, this guy's trying too hard,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not invested. It has to be situational, so that when the moment arises out of nowhere for comedy to come about, then you're laughing because you don't expect it, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that's funny.
That's like Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler. When you watch them,
Yeah.
they're making the audience laugh.
I mean, I feel like they kind of play off of other people.
Mm-hmm.
They listen to what they're saying, and
Yeah.
then they have something to say about it, or
Yeah.
or their characters are really off the wall.
Yeah.
Well, that's just character acting, really. So I feel like
Yeah.
even if you played a serious role, you could still be funny, like a mobster, for instance.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's funny roles
You
you
come
can say.
across a situation that is that you didn't expect to happen.
Right.
It turns out to be hysterical. It's not relied on you to be funny. It's just the moment is already hysterical, whatever that situation is. You know?
Right.
So you're not really worried about. It's just about being the character.
Right.
So I think it's just a matter of the roles you get, and then like playing along with what you're given, like the situation that's developing.
Yeah, that's like some people, they had to do like another take because one person's trying to make say something funny, and then that person's not trying to laugh, and then I guess they break character and they like ask and show, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that we gotta do another take because I'm not supposed to laugh, but I apologize." Like breaking character
Right.
because that person is being serious, but it's how he was saying it, and then the other person like,
I think the people that are
Lost
usually
it.
good at comedy are really good listeners, and they know how to hit on something that's being said that could be funny
Right.
or that's interesting, and you're like, oh, you know what, blah blah blah, and then you're like, you start laughing because you see the connection being made.
Right.
But it's not necessarily like, oh, this guy's always got jokes. No, he's listening like crazy.
Right.
That's my thought.
So, as an actor, you've done different roles, some small, some big. Now, I've had a few actors in that have read certain scenes in this. I've had them turn it down because there's not enough screen time for me on there, or there's this one that I asked to do a certain role that I've known this person for a while, and because pretty much everything was already cast. And I said, well, you could do this. And they were like, well, I've done leading roles since the last time, this and that. So I want something a little bit bigger. So you personally, as an actress, and when you approach certain roles and whatnot, what do you say to people out there that only want to have a role if it puts them in the limelight?
I know, like, when I was in Break You short film, I'm the first person to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
But you only can see me for about a good 10 seconds.
Right.
So there's, like, some short films, it's like, I'm in it, like, a little bit longer. There's some that, like, Break You, I'm in there for not even a minute.
Right.
And then I'm not in the rest of the short film. So I remember, like, when I was doing a student film project at Sac State, which is called Body of Light, I was there like all day from morning till like 4 p.m. and then I'm only in a couple scenes, like, so I'm in the classroom with everybody, but I'm only being shown like 2 scenes.
All right. So
I know how that goes.
if you are, say, in a small role, but see,
Yeah.
everything, the apex of being on set, whether you're in a film for a minute or an hour. I mean, heck, dude. If you look at films like Silence of the Lambs, even Nightmare on Elm Street, the main actors were only in the movie for under 10 minutes. Collectively added together, they might be in several scenes, but when you're on a set, it's networking time because there's downtime in between. You never know who you're going to meet. You might meet someone that says, hey, man, I got a buddy who's doing this film you'd be good for. Let me get your contact information. It's all about networking. It's not about the character or how long you're going to be on film or anything like that. It's about, that's one of the things I'm high into is networking.
Yeah.
And in how you find things. I was on a film. I started out, it was a Robert Redford film. It's called The Mustang. And I initially went there to be an extra, a prisoner. It was filmed at the Nevada State Prison. I initially went there just to play a prisoner in the background. That's it. And it was good pay, and I was like, yeah, shit, I don't care, I'll do it. Well, anyway, one of the actors didn't show up, and the director was looking around. He looked at me and he's like, you, get out of that orange suit and go to wardrobe and get on a guard's uniform. He liked my look.
Mm-hmm.
He liked my size. Well, anyway, if you watch the movie, I'm in 3 scenes. I'm in the very, very first opening scene. And I got to act with Bruce Dern, which is a very famous actor. And, of course, Robert Redford, film. So I got that by pure accident. So if you accept a role, it may not be what you want. You never know. I got a friend of mine that was in Sean Taylor, God rest his soul. He was in a movie called Mama's Boy. And he was just an extra as well. Well, one of the actors was acting like a jackhole, and the director didn't like it. And so he got rid of the actor and saw my friend Sean, and he put him in a speaking role. And that's how he got that. So you never know what's going to happen on a movie set.
That's how he got that role.
Yeah.
That's interesting enough, too, because segueing into something that I was in Mama Boy, too. And I was originally just supposed to be an extra in like a church who was like singing songs and stuff like that. And they asked who wanted to be an actor, who wanted to have lines and stuff like that. I raised my hand. And they grabbed me, and I said a few lines in Mama Boy.
Okay.
And I was a Christian soldier.
Oh, okay.
So I was originally just an extra, and he asks a question like, who wants to be an actor, who dreams of being an actor? And then he pulls me out of the audience, and boom. He's like, okay, here's some lines. You're going to say this. He had walked me through a whole routine, and then we filmed it.
See, that's awesome.
You just never know. But I was never set to play that. So that's how it could go.
Well, I mean, there's this guy. He's a pretty known actor, if you know who he is. He used to be a football player. His name's Terry Crews, and he's been in a lot of movies. The first movie he was in was by pure accident. He had a friend working on this film. He's like, hey, man, I'm working on this film with Denzel Washington. Do you want to come down and just watch and see how things go? The movie was called Training Day. So he went down there and he was just watching. Well, the director saw Terry, liked his imposing look, and said, hey, do you want to be in a film? And Terry's like, well, hell yeah, I do. So when you see the guy on the roof clapping and all the pigeons are flying up to notify everyone that the cops are in, that's Terry. And at the very end, close to the end scene where Denzel Washington is giving his monologue, the guy pulled Terry out, put him in that scene, and that's how Terry Crews got his acting debut. And he's been in movies like Expendables. Mm-hmm. He was in the several commercials.
Very funny guy.
He's on he's one of the hosts on I don't watch this show, but I think it's America's Got Talent with Simon Cowell. Anyway, he got started just by pure accident. So I guess the whole...
I loved his character in White Chicks. That was just...
Oh, yeah. So he's done a lot of really cool stuff. So I guess the moral of the story in my long soliloquy is, don't turn down a role just because, oh, I don't have too many lines, or, oh, I'm not on camera enough. Don't be so arrogant. Yeah. There are a lot of arrogant people out there. You got to check yourself. And if you really want to be an actor, do it for the love of the art. Don't do it for the money. Mm-hmm. Don't do it for the fame, especially not for the fame.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Exactly. Do it for the love of the craft. So, in closing, I always ask this question to everybody that I interview, no matter what medium it's in. So I'm asking you, Jennifer, is there any parting words of wisdom that you want to give to people out there on anything? Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, so when I was like in Detective Pooh, that's like the student project that my fiance was a boom operator, and then so I just hung back and just watch. And I was like, man, this is fun because his teacher, who's the director, Dennis Curry, was showing a guy like what to do because he was the student, forgot his name, but he was a teacher in the web series. So Dennis was showing him what to do. I'm like, man, this is this is a lot of fun. Just because you're not being filmed right now, but just watch the director because they're having fun, and then they're showing the actor what to do. And so it's like Dennis was like playing with the squishy ball. It's like, man, everybody's out for lunch, and then the teacher's hanging back in the classroom. So like getting a little irritated, so he was like messing with the microphone, the headphones, and then playing with the squishy balls. So even though you're not being filmed, it's always fun to like watch something being filmed because you're like, man, this is a lot of fun to watch.
So it's a learning experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, from what I gather, what you just said
Yeah.
is when you're on set, always be looking everywhere else and listening because you're learning something, even if it's just a little tiny bit, little specks of here and there, is something new that you may learn.
Yeah, it's like being in
Perfect.
school.
Right on.
Because when you're in school, you're learning. When you're on set, you're also learning.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, thank you everybody for listening to this podcast, our first interview with Jennifer Thurman. Jennifer, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And for those of you who want to follow what's going on as far as this movie goes and as far as the series goes, get on Facebook and type in Serial Killers Movie. Boom. It's on there. And you can go to seller13films.com, hit the current project page, and it'll kind of give you a little brief of what's going on. It'll show all the actors and actresses and crew and all this stuff that's on there. So until next time, folks, I will see you guys later, and peace out.
See you guys.
See ya.